the quality necessary isn't to reach the greatest wisdom of all. It's to be able to become wise. What is wisdom? The ability to go outside of yourself and make conclusions beyond yourself. In order to do so, you must be able to learn from every person, to always grow outside of your conclusion. But then you have to be rich. What is richness? Richness allows the person to feel happy and satisfied. When a person is happy, the mind is broadened. And the person can see things in a very broad, not narrow way. Because you see, prophecy requires the ability of insight to be expanded and to see horizons that are heretofore unseen. In order to do that, you have to have a happy and contented soul that feels how things are good and things are expansive. And so this is why you have to be rich, because a person who's rich has no limitations, and his imagination is able to go beyond himself because he doesn't feel constrained. If a person is happy with his lot, then he also doesn't feel constrained, and he feels that everything is good, and therefore has that quality necessary for the breadth of the intellect. But in order to become complete in the intellect, you have to be a master of self. As I've told you before, someone who has bad emotional traits is an intellectual cripple. People whose emotions, people who are obsessed with their sexuality, the anti-circ crowd, people who are homosexuals, people who are totally wrapped up in their sexuality, that it covers their mind day and night, no matter how intelligent they are, since emotionally they are harmed, they're not whole, they are also intellectually crippled. They will never be able to make the right conclusion, even when they understand, even when they can appreciate the logic. You see this from the famous story of Einstein. According to Einstein's own equations, one would come to the conclusion of quantum mechanics and Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. One would come to the conclusion that there was a Big Bang and that everything came from that origin, according to Einstein's own computations. But Einstein could not accept that, because emotionally there was something wrong, so that led him to intellectually make the wrong conclusion over and over again, despite the fact that he was looking for universal truths. His emotional weaknesses did not allow him to accept what appears to be intellectual truths. And so, when a person is an emotional cripple, that will damage his ability to see and understand. Therefore, a person must be strong. But what does that strength mean? Strength means being able to control yourself. You don't lose yourself emotionally. You're a master of your emotions. How do you become a master of emotions? By following the Torah. Because the Torah teaches you to become master of emotions. Teaches you the proper balance. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. You don't have to say yes, you don't have to say no. Somebody who's an ascetic and wants to harm himself, wants to fast, he cannot say yes either. That person is emotionally not balanced. A person has to be able to say yes or no, have freedom of choice emotionally. And that's what is required, that the person should be a gibor in controlling his passions. That doesn't mean somebody who destroys his passions. Somebody who controls his passions is a gibor because he's able to do what is necessary. And he has a balance. And when you are balanced emotionally, you can become balanced intellectually, where you really need very, very sensitive balance. And those are the traits required of a person to reach this intellectual level that goes beyond the normal human being's experience, which we call prophecy. But once you become a prophet, you need another step. You need to be someone that people look up to. That's why a prophet had to have physical beauty, that people would automatically honor him. Not everybody has that. So how could everybody become a prophet? The answer is, the reason for that particular quality necessary for a prophet, that wholeness of body, is so that people listen to you, respect you. The most important element in getting people's respect is when you respect others. Honor is not a necessary element for the person. In fact, it can be downright destructive. But if you are a person that is comfortable with all other people, and you feel honored by them, and you show them that you feel that they're important, then you lack no honor. And in fact, you have the advantage of honor, because you're a person that cares not about himself, but cares about others. And therefore you have the fulfillment of honor, because honor makes you feel comfortable with others, and that your words will be taken seriously. If you feel ill at ease with others, then the other person picks up the vibrations and won't be accepted. But going even further than this, if you honor others who are not deserving of honor, why would you honor them? Because it is God who created them. So you're honoring God. And when you honor God, the godliness that lies in other people, God reciprocates and honors you. And so therefore, from all the vantage points, a person who honors others has all that is necessary for honor, because he doesn't feel intimidated by others. He's comfortable with others. Furthermore, other people will honor him because they realize that he cares about them. And most importantly, he honors God, so God will give him honor. Why is it that Ben Zoma is the author of this important Mishnah, that we should strive to become prophets? Ben Zoma was just a student, but he was also the wisest of the students in the Beis Medrash. He was also the richest man and one of the most powerful men of his generation. It says that all of the merchants of the ancient world would come to see him, because apparently he was a very wealthy man. And because they came to see him, he must have been important. He was powerful. He had they must have given him the office so that all people who came to trade in Jerusalem had to see him first. So he was powerful, he was wealthy, brilliant. And the other part is that he was accepted. His words were accepted by others. He knew how to get his point across with others. And so he had all of the traits necessary to be a prophet. So one might have thought, I can't be like him. He has all the goods. So Ben Zoma says, don't worry, I may have all the goods in a macro way, but that's not what's necessary. What's necessary is a person must be genuinely intuitive, genuinely inquisitive, trying to find the truth, and happy about things, so that when one gets to the truth, one is able to see the whole pattern, the whole horizon. In order to be happy, you must be wealthy, happy with your lot. And in order to reach the level of accurate thought and accurate ideas, you have to be a master of emotion, or else you'll be an intellectual cripple. And to get your point across requires only that you care about others.